The emergency problem of segregation and sterilization must be faced immediately. Moreover, when we realize that each feeble-minded person is a potential source of endless progeny of defect, we prefer the policy of immediate sterilization. Margaret Sanger. Now, Margaret Sanger, y'all know her, right? She was a nurse. She popularized the term birth control. She formed what would become the Planned Parenthood. She opposed abortion unless it was medically necessary, and she supported eugenics. Now, she is considered a feminist. I believe, my opinion is that she's considered a feminist solely based on her work with birth control. Okay. Sanger felt that in order for women to have a more equal footing in society and to lead healthier lives, they needed to be able to determine when to bear children. Additionally, she wanted to prevent back alley abortions. Now, in 1916, she opened the first birth control clinic in the United States. This, of course, led to her getting arrested for distributing information on contraception. Okay. 1921, she founded the American Birth Control League, which, of course, later became the Planned Parenthood Federation of America. And in New York, she organized the first birth control clinic to be staffed by all female doctors. She also established a clinic in Harlem that had an all African American advisory council. Okay? It was the Negro Project, which we will be talking about at a later date. Yeah, we'll be talking about it really soon. Okay. In 1929, she formed the National Committee on Federal Legislation for Birth Control, and this served as the focal point for her lobbying effort to legalize contraception in the United States. From 1952 to 1959, she served as president of the International Planned Parenthood Federation. Now, that was a quick rundown about Margaret Sanger. Okay? You notice that I did not mention eugenics in her biography. Okay? Let's talk about that now. Yeah. Now, some say that she was an avid supporter of eugenics. Okay? Others say that she used eugenics to gain support for those who were opposed to birth control, right? Because after all, what better way to get support than to show birth control as a way to diminish those who were considered unfit, right? Yeah. So some say it was a means to an end. Um, well, let's discuss some things. Okay. We know that she supported eugenics. What is eugenics? Racial improvement through planned breeding. We know that eugenics led to the forced sterilization of over 60,000 black, brown, poor, and mentally ill people. She worked with the American Eugenics Society, which was a major eugenics organization in America. We'll talk about this more later, but she went to two scientists and asked them to find a way to help women prevent pregnancies. That request led to the experimentation and sterilization of over 200 women in Puerto Rico. 3 of those women died. She was close friends with Clarence Gamble, yes, of Procter and Gamble, okay? And his Human Betterment Association was responsible for the forced sterilization of countless number of men and women, black and brown. He served as the Pennsylvania representative on the board of Margaret Sanger's American Birth Control League and of the Planned Parenthood Federation of America from 1933 to 1946. This is a man who would have preferred everybody who was not white be wiped off the face of the earth. And this was her close friend. Yeah. Another close friend, Hans Harmsen, a German physician. Okay. He was an important scientific and academic supporter of Nazi policies from the 1930s and the 1940s, such as the inhumane 1933 sterilization law that mandated coercion. This was the one, we talked about it, this was the one that led to the sterilization of, I'm doing this from memory, 400,000 children and adults, most of them Jewish. And he supported this, and he was her friend. This man, who, as a bureaucrat in Nazi Germany, he was responsible for approving eugenic sterilizations performed on the disabled. And he became president of Pro Familia, the German affiliate of the International Planned Parenthood Federation. He became president in 1952. As of 2014, 79% of Planned Parenthood's surgical abortion facilities are located within walking distance of Black or Hispanic communities. And in 2022, based off of what I'm reading in the comments, that hasn't changed. So I will let you decide. Was she an avid supporter of eugenics, or was she using them to gain support for her own movement? Was she a racist and a classist, or was it just that her goals, that her ideas of birth control got misused by eugenicists?